When he opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the four living creatures saying, "Come and see." So I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and the name of him who sat on it was Death, and Hades followed with him. And power was given to them over a fourth of the earth, to kill with sword, with hunger, with death, and by the beasts of the earth. So the fourth seal is opened, and out comes a pale horse. In the original translations, it says it's a pale green horse. And the one that sits on the horse is named Death, and behind him comes Hades. Now, if you remember what I said about Hades, people that are unsaved go there waiting for judgment. So this is a spirit of death and hell. So how does this affect the world? Many people believe that the pale green horse represents Islam. Their color, the symbolic color of Islam, is green, and the horse is a pale green horse. Pale would represent death, and green would represent Islam. So it's showing that Islam is a religion of death, and Islam is a religion that leads to death, but they are unsaved people, that their death will lead them to Hades. The people of Islam are unsaved and will be waiting for judgment of God. So if we see the descriptors of this pale green horse, we see how it relates to Islam, where, as we've said, the horse is green and the color of Islam is green. It says, power was given to them over a fourth of the earth, and a quarter of the earth's population is either Islamic or influences or affects a quarter of the earth's population. So this is a power that has far-reaching impact around the world. And what is the effect on the world of this pale green horse? The effect is to kill with the sword. And if we know from the last horse, the red horse, sword equals war. In earthly terms, the sword equals warfare. So to kill with the sword means that they will continue to have battles and wage war with a quarter of the earth's population. And then it says, it was given to them to kill with sword, which is through wars and battles, and it was also given them to kill with hunger. So how can they kill with hunger? Well, it's kind of a holdover or referring back to the black horse, where it was famine. And the Middle East holds a lot of wealth, and they are the ones that are able to control prices of oil or able to influence economic structures. So they can use their influence to create or to falsely create a famine where people can go hungry. And then it says they can kill with death. Now that sounds redundant. How can someone kill with death? The simplest way to understand this is with suicide bombings. If they blow themselves up and try and take as many people as they can with them, them killing themselves in an explosion can kill other people. So their death results in the killing of others. But this is why it says death and hell follows, because their deaths are evil. So they are sent to Hades after they blow themselves up. And the next thing that it says is by the beasts of the earth. And I believe it's talking about the two beasts of Revelation, the one that comes out of the sea and the one that comes from the earth, which we'll talk about as we continue reading. I believe that Islam is going to be joined with either Catholicism or some form of a false Christianity, where they can create a new religion where the false prophet and the Antichrist rule over the world and create the mark of the beast. And all of the events that we'll read about, I believe, comes through Islam. And we'll read more about the beasts of the earth and explain how Islam is going to play a role in the Antichrist and the false prophet. So the four spirits, or the four horses of the first four seals, are released onto the earth. Now, I believe that we are here in the timeline from the time of Jesus to the time that he's supposed to return. I believe we're in this part of the seals. We are here in the fourth seal. The next set of seals will now be in the very near future, where the rapture takes place and the earth will be bombarded with natural disasters. And when this happens, this marks the beginning of the hour of trial.